quite an uphill struggle, but I found enough people, more than enough, nearly 80 people to talk about on the whole, and whose lives are shrouded in mystery, and they've climbed the greasy pole. They want to be famous, they want to be influential, they want to be powerful, and they want to hide their secrets.
They say betrayal cuts the deepest when it comes dressed up as truth. And for Prince Harry, Tom Bower's latest bombshell wasn't just sharp, it was icy, brutal, like a dagger dipped in frost and plunged right into his chest. Just when Harry thought he'd locked the royal gates and built himself a fortress of silence in Montecito, Bower barged in like a medieval battering ram and blew those gates clean off the hinges. Picture the scene: Harry and Meghan in their Californian hideaway, the Montecito mansion glowing with soft candlelight, cameras quietly blinking like watchful hawks, security humming outside like restless cicadas. Peaceful? Not for long. Suddenly, bam, the world erupts. Headlines shriek across screens, Twitter combusts. And there's Tom Bower, the man whose name has become a curse at private dinner tables, the man who makes their PR handlers twitch like they're allergic to him. He was back, and this time, his revelation didn't just rattle glasses, it shook Buckingham to its marble foundations.
When he said that he had the Queen's support, I think they played a blinder. And it was quite outrageous.
And no, this wasn't some cheap swipe or casual criticism. Oh no, this time Bower lunged straight for the jugular. He claimed he'd uncovered the real truth about Princess Lilibet Diana, and trust me, it was nothing like the glossy fairy tale Harry has been peddling to the world.
Their toddler last Friday in a small and intimate ceremony at their home.
Do you know how much Harry loathes Tom Bower? It's legendary. To Harry, Bower isn't just a nuisance. He's an itch deep in the royal bloodstream, impossible to ignore, always showing up exactly where it hurts the most. For years, Bower has been peeling back the layers of the Sussex saga like a relentless onion. And every single peel made Harry's eyes sting just a little more. But this wasn't just another sting. This scorched. Bower, calm as ever, sat on a British current affairs show and lobbed a grenade right into royal history. He claimed that critical details about Lilibet's birth had been buried, twisted, or maybe even fabricated entirely by Team Sussex. The studio froze. Even the host pen stopped mid-air. Somewhere miles away, Harry's heart must have plummeted like a stone. Because let's face it, Harry has wrapped his children in an aura of untouchability for years. Archie and Lilibet are supposed to be sacred ground. One wrong word and Harry strikes like lightning, firing off lawsuits, press statements, furious scoldings. That's his routine. But this time, the attack wasn't coming from a random blogger or a nameless palace insider. This was Tom Bower, the man who has made a career dismantling titans, one brick at a time. And the claims? Disturbingly precise. According to Bower, there are glaring inconsistencies in Lilibet's birth timeline, her christening, even her supposed introduction to the royal family. He whispered of sealed documents, hush-hush meetings at Clarence House, and an unspoken refusal from senior royals to formally recognize her in the line of succession. And behind those whispers, the rumble of feuds that have apparently dragged on for months in the palace shadows.
So at the time, Archie Mountbatten Windsor was born May 6, 2019. And this was surrounded by controversy, largely to the unconventional decisions Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made.
What floored viewers wasn't just what Bower said, it was the way he said it. Calm, meticulous, like a man who'd seen the receipts and knew they were explosive. He even hinted, brace yourself, that King Charles himself may have quietly ordered a private legal review of certain birth records. That was it. That was Harry's breaking point. Within hours, Montecito was in crisis mode. Reports say Harry was pacing like a caged lion, ranting about smears and assassination of character. Meghan, ever the strategist, was urging caution. Wait for the lawyers, let the professionals handle it. But Harry? He's never been the wait-and-see type. He's the guy who tosses the match before checking how much gasoline is on the floor.
Depth. He's so shallow that he doesn't understand the seriousness of the damage that he and Meghan, his American wife, have done over the past 5 years.
Behind the velvet curtain of royal life, nothing is more sacred than bloodlines. They're the golden threads holding the monarchy's ancient fabric together. And here was Bower, daring to suggest there was real, documented doubt about Harry's daughter. It wasn't just an insult, it was war. Because if Bower's hints take root, if the world starts doubting Lilibet's legitimacy, the ripple effect could smash everything. Her HRH title, her place in the line of succession, even the Sussex brand itself, all at risk. Suddenly, those multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix, Spotify, Penguin, Random House, those glass castles Harry and Meghan proudly built, start looking fragile. Fragile and built on sand.
And Lilibet I say shared some pictures. We don't get to see their faces. We get to see the back of their heads, and I think this just promotes a little bit more of that.
And if there's one thing Harry despises, it's losing control of the narrative. But here's the kicker. Palace whispers say this wasn't the first time the Windsors questioned the Lilibet storyline. Remember when Harry and Meghan claimed the late Queen met Lilibet at the Platinum Jubilee, then released that suspiciously flawless photo? Insiders muttered at the time. No one could confirm the meeting happened as described. Bauer pounced on that detail like a bloodhound. Now he's suggesting the whole Jubilee photo op was staged, cooked up solely to cement the child's place in royal lore. And if that's true, if the palace was duped, the fallout won't just be gossip, it will be seismic. Because nothing rattles the monarchy like doubts over legitimacy. It's been their obsession for centuries. Henry VIII beheaded wives over it. Edward VIII abdicated under its weight. And now, thanks to Harry, the Windsors are dragged right back into that ancient nightmare. You can almost hear Queen Victoria rolling in her grave.
So the fact that he actually comes to Britain on a very, very structured, well-organised tour, gives away £1.5 million to charities, money he hasn't really got, but he'll do anything to ingratiate himself, convinces the royal core of reporters that it's all reconciliation.
Meanwhile, Tom Bauer is unfazed. He's teasing a brand new book, promising what he calls the definitive truth about the Sussex children. Just those two words, definitive truth, were enough to make Meghan slam her laptop shut mid-Zoom call, reportedly. Because this isn't just about privacy anymore, it's survival. The Sussexes have built their empire on carefully curated fairy tale branding. The rebel prince, the humanitarian duchess, the picture-perfect family. But if even a crack appears in that facade, the whole thing could crumble like a sandcastle against a rogue tide. Harry knows it, Meghan knows it, and the clock is ticking. Legal threats are already being drafted. One insider claims Harry muttered something about dragging Bauer into court, whatever it takes. Meghan, sharper with PR instincts, allegedly warned their team to monitor every word Bauer breathes. But both of them know this isn't about silencing him, it's about survival. If Bauer really has evidence, documents, recordings, emails, then Harry isn't just fighting for his daughter's title, he's fighting for his legacy not to turn into ashes. Harry, though, wasn't thinking strategy. He was thinking vengeance. One insider claimed he wanted to film a teary, furious video immediately, brandishing Lilibet's birth certificate on camera like a shield. He reportedly yelled, "This is my daughter, so loudly that Archie cried from the other room. Meghan had to pull him back, reminding him that rage only feeds the tabloid's favorite narrative, that Harry is unstable, unhinged. But Harry's fury wouldn't die down. He allegedly shouted, "If they're going to question my child's existence, I'll burn the whole system down." Yes, those exact words. Burn it down. And somewhere across the ocean, Tom Bauer likely smiled. Because this is the game he's mastered. Bait Harry, watch him explode, keep the story alive. The very next morning, Bauer doubled down in a blistering newspaper column. He claimed his broadcast revelations were just the tip of the iceberg. He teased that multiple palace figures had confirmed doubts about Lilibet's legitimacy as early as 2021. That was enough to set Buckingham buzzing like a hornet's nest. And yet, silence. Strategic, deafening silence. The Windsors didn't defend Harry. Not even a hint. Instead, palace aides joked behind closed doors that Harry was doing Bauer's work for him by overreacting. William especially has been the picture of composure. A source close to him whispered, "William doesn't need to say a word. The truth surfaces eventually. Harry will drown himself trying to fight it." Meanwhile, Meghan's PR team scrambled to flood the internet with counter stories, puff pieces about her charity work, her motherhood, even her quirky jam jars, anything to drown out Bauer's claims. And for a flicker of a moment, it seemed like it might work until tabloids revealed Bauer's next move. Supporting documents, allegedly hard evidence. Suddenly the internet ignited again, fiercer than before. And here's the brutal twist. This time, the public isn't reflexively siding with Harry and Meghan. Once they'd get waves of sympathy. Leave them alone. Now, people are skeptical. They remember the contradictions from Oprah, the inconsistencies about Archie's birth, the dramatics in the Netflix documentary. So when Bauer says they lied about Lilibet, people shrug and mutter, "Yeah, maybe." And that public doubt is poison. Slow, irreversible, and exactly what Bauer wants. Sponsors are reportedly nervous. Netflix has even asked for clarifications behind the scenes about Sussex storylines. Imagine that. The very company that bet millions on their fairy tale now quietly fact-checking them. And Bauer isn't finished. He's hinted this could even spark constitutional consequences. If Lilibet's legitimacy legitimacy is doubted, the monarchy could be forced to reassess her titles, her place in the succession, even her recognition as a royal. That's not gossip, that's royal TNT. And if it explodes, Harry's deepest fear becomes reality. His children erased from the royal story, he gave up everything to escape. One insider whispered that Harry isn't just angry anymore. He's terrified, because every hour the palace stays silent, it feels like they're daring Bauer to go further. And the silence, it's strategic. Palace insiders call it the Ghost Protocol, a zero engagement plan. No statements, no leaks, no reactions. As if the scandal doesn't exist. It starves the story of oxygen, at least from their side. Meanwhile, Harry's frantic countermoves only keep the fire alive. He's flailing, they're floating, and the contrast is devastating. Behind the scenes, courtiers are even preparing for nuclear scenarios, drafting contingency plans, emergency legal consultations, scripts for what happens if hard proof emerges and the monarchy must quietly remove Lilibet's titles. Yes, scripts for erasing a child from royal history, just in case. Meanwhile, the media frenzy is at fever pitch. Lilibet's face splashed across front pages like a missing person poster. Morning shows debating if DNA could settle it. Royal biographers trading veiled punches on live TV, legal analysts speculating how far the crown could go, and in the center of it all, Tom Bauer, calm, silent, unbothered, which only makes him look more dangerous, like he's holding the smoking gun, and his timing? Diabolical. His book, the one he claims will finally end the Lilibet debate, is set to drop just before King Charles's autumn state opening of Parliament. Think about that. Charles in full ceremonial regalia, trying to project stability, while headlines scream that his granddaughter's legitimacy is under fire. It's the exact humiliation the palace dreads most. For Harry, the nightmare only deepens. This isn't just about Lilibet anymore, it's about his entire legacy. Even if he proves Bauer wrong in court, the damage is already done. Doubt has been planted. It will follow his children forever, whispered in classrooms, footnoted in history books, weaponized in tabloids every time they so much as smile in public. And the palace, they won't shield him, not this time. Insiders say Charles has been brutally clear. No public defense, no cleanup operation. Harry made his choice. Now he must live with it. Meghan is reportedly livid. Sources claim she begged Charles through back channels to issue even a simple statement defending the children. The response? A polite but unmistakable no. That silence didn't just wound Harry, it humiliated him. And the timing couldn't be worse. Their Spotify deal is gone. Netflix is restless. Hollywood is moving on. Without the fairy tale, brand Sussex looks like a collapsing sandcastle. Bauer knows it, and so does the palace. Meanwhile, William plays the long game, calm, invisible, letting headlines of Harry's chaos polish his own halo. Polls show sympathy swinging his way. Harry, once the cheeky golden boy, is now the cautionary tale. And here's the darkest whisper. Meghan herself may be weighing her own nuclear option, stepping back, rebranding around her solo ventures, leaving the Duke and Duchess brand behind, saving herself, even if Harry sinks. Because at this point, this isn't just scandal, it's a countdown, a slow, merciless march toward Harry's self-destruction. He thought walking away from the crown would set him free. Instead, he's more trapped than ever. And Tom Bauer? He's not just writing a book, he's scripting Harry's downfall in real time, and the world is watching, popcorn in hand.